by to be in conversation with Mr. Baloyi, the new member of ActionSA. It's over to you, Pelane.
Definitely, one sought after man here, Bongani Baloyi, is like, so we couldn't get hold of him as a barrage of media interest. Really wanted to know. Of course, you say you left in good spirits from the Democratic Alliance after so many years and 10 years of your life that you gave to this particular party and as mayor, and you feel that only a new vehicle can help you achieve the advancement of human interest.
Absolutely. Look, I don't have the title deed of the Democratic Alliance. My father did not start it. So I exercise my freedom of association. With this freedom of association, I can leave at any point. I think we must be clear about that. So I think what you're seeing in politics now is the redefinition of politics and how politicians move as well, in breaking the normal channels. I succeeded in Democratic Alliance. I'm proud of my journey in the Democratic Alliance, and I left in a most reasonable way, which ensured that stability in government and stability in that party without causing any fractions and without throwing stones at the people I worked with in the past. I've got colleagues whom I've got friends with and I respect, and I leave it there. For me, it's the past. At this point in time, when you speak to me about the DA, you're speaking to me as the DA from a perspective of someone who sees them as an opponent. So I think we must clarify that they are my past, now they are opponents.
An opponent that you joined many years ago, and I'm sure you've shared a lot of agreements, disagreements, good times and bad times. And this time around, ActionSA, do you feel, what made you make that decision to say out of all other political parties, not even starting one yourself, so that you could be able to have a title deed to it? What then made you join ActionSA? What is it that you believe would make a difference to you as an individual, now as a Senate member and already earmarked by one individual to be Premier Candidate 2024?
Look, if you look at the voting patterns of South Africans and those who did not go and vote, most importantly those that sat at home, they tell you that the vehicle that they want is no longer there. There's no political party that's speaking to their aspirations as human beings. They can deliver on their aspirations as well. So if you scan the market, it tells you our political parties, our political situation is going to be very fluid. So when I reflected on my exit in the Democratic Alliance, I left before even deciding to join a political party. So when I left, I closed the chapter, and here, upon engaging with Mr. Mashaba, we share the same sort of values and the same type of approach, and we both have the same irritation over things where politicians just pontificate for the sake of pontification but don't resolve the core bread and butter issues that affect our people. I want to do so. I want to use the time that I have while still as a young person to be able to enjoy a future later and say I did something in the time that I had. I don't have any beef with any other political party, but the main problem that has gotten us to a point where we are as African National Congress, which is the enemy of black people, the enemy of progress in the country, and we can't sit back and do nothing. We must rally South Africans, mobilize South Africans, inspire South Africans to come out with the hope. So we must inspire people to go and vote for something and not against a political party. So I'm really enthused and hopeful, and I hope that it can invoke all of this in other people, and hope that I can inspire many other young people to move from being those in the front throwing stones to actually those taking charge and deciding the future of this country.
The enemy you're talking about, Herman Mashaba, has been clear that, and yourself as well as you were speaking earlier, that it's the African National Congress. 2024, you look to hit them below 50%, not only nationally, perhaps even here in the province, and therefore those chances of yours, if any, they could be very clear on you being a premier, if not the premier candidate. What will be your immediate, what will be the immediate items you're going to be putting attention to in the next few years as ActionSA goes up to Project 2024, as it calls it?
Look, I think as Herman Mashaba has articulated, there's a strategic session for the party to articulate what our program of action will be going to 2024, which is quite impressive. When many other political parties are looking inward, we're actually looking outward and ensuring that we inspire people and move on with the business of the day. So that will be defined firstly. After that, we'll be able to articulate better what those priorities are. But immediately for me is to beef up the guys in government and give them a competitive edge by being a resource towards them and being a resource to the party as they see fit until an official opposition or designate is given to me.
Bongani Baloyi is the former Mayor of the Midvaal. Thank you very much for joining us there. Very clear, and I can hear that you will not be drawn into talking very much about some of the things that made perhaps encourage them to make a decision to finally leave the politics as far as the Blues are concerned in the Democratic Alliance and joins the Greens as ActionSA. He says he will be working in the Senate, the highest decision-making body of the ActionSA, for the next few years. And one of the roles that have already been identified for him, of course, as we well understood, is to ensure that he supports the structural creation within the organization nationally, but of course with a specific emphasis here in Gauteng, where Herman Mashaba has already noted when I was earlier speaking to him that he would like him, Bongani Baloyi, to be the candidate for the premiership come 2024. So the project for elections, the national general elections for 2024 for ActionSA has already begun, because the local government elections have come and gone. They feel they've done fairly well. They are the sixth largest political party in the country, despite just contesting 6 municipalities. So they feel they've done very well, and by the time they will be having that opportunity to contest all the regions that they want to do so, they feel that they might just cause an upset.
Interesting times indeed. Pelane, Phakgadi, thank you for that.